It's time for season 3, bitches.
I'm Jessie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're just a couple pregnant bitches navigating motherhood together. Welcome back, everybody, to the Pregnant Bitches podcast. I actually can't believe this, but we're on season 3.
I cannot believe it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that everyone's listening. Everyone's enjoying. We can talk about vaginas again.
We missed that.
I really miss talking about vaginas.
I know. I feel like we'll get to that. But Today, you know what I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so the whole premise of the show was like talking about shit that people don't talk about.
Right.
And in life, I feel like people don't talk about like mental health enough, especially pregnancy,
right,
mom life, all that shit. And I feel like it's such a big fucking part of like the shift that happens when you're a mom.
I agree 1000%. It was a huge, huge shock to me.
Like,
huge.
I feel like I have like regular anxiety of like just being a mom and whatever.
I'm on a whole new scale.
Yours like blew up
after having the first kid and after having the second kid. It was like, what is wrong with me? Like, how do I control this? And now knowing that I have it, how are we going to deal with it?
So like, what was the first kind of symptoms that you felt?
For sure, the anxiety started, let's say, when we found out we were pregnant. It was COVID. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't have a lot of people talking to us about pregnancy, birth. That's when I talked about how like I wanted a C-section because I've only heard that like a C-section, you go in, it's 40 minutes, you're out, it's timed, everything, like with someone with clearly some sort of anxiety that I didn't realize I had then.
Right.
I was like, perfect. It's all planned out.
Dormant in you.
Whatever. And then labor went great, as we know. But I still went in. Like it was a scheduled induction. Like everything was kind of planned out.
You had control.
I had control. But when I'm not in control, the anxiety goes through the roof. It's actually a very, very, very scary thing that no one spoke to me about. I did all the research myself.
Well, you really don't have like a prep course to be pregnant. Like now that I look back and I'm like, there's so much shit that like I didn't know, but I'm like, who would have told me this?
No.
Your doctor's not going to tell you.
No.
Your OB is not going to be like, you need to prepare your brain. Like you're preparing your body. You're not preparing your fucking brain.
You're not preparing your brain.
Like, okay, now these like other people on Instagram or social media, like they're like, okay, do this kind of thing or that kind of thing. But like there needs to be like a course on like,
I think so.
Your life is going to get flipped upside down, prepare to be prepared. Like literally
prepare to be prepared. I like that. Like, but no, it's
unprepared. Like, I don't even know. It's so fucked up.
Your life completely changes. Obviously it's all for the best as long as everything's good. Like it's good, but you're a completely different person. And we keep saying that like once you become a mom, you are mom. Yes. You are Jessie and you are Amanda, but you are mom.
Like Jessie, comma mom.
Literally. Just like add mom into the middle name.
Literally. So now you have all these anxieties.
Yes.
Like, what do you do? Like, how do you live your day-to-day life?
Oh, well, I do. We're here.
Yes.
But like,
living. Okay. Because like some people have like crippling anxiety and like
people
it's like
have crippling anxiety. My biggest thing is I'm do really badly with drugs. Like I could never do any sort of drug, even pregnant. They gave me diclectin for the nausea and I was like, I'm high. Like I don't like this feeling. So I had to kind of figure out what route I was going to take without taking the anxiety drugs that they do provide. And if you do need it, go for it. And whatever your doctor, whoever tells you what to do, listen to what they have to say.
Obviously.
But I know my body and I wasn't able to handle diclectin. So I didn't think I was going to be able to handle stronger anxiety drugs.
Right.
So I did a little bit of research. And as we all know, my favorite brand is Array.
Yeah.
And they have this pill called the Calm pill. And the first time I took it, I was a little off. Don't get me wrong. Like I was a little like, ooh, like maybe I'm a little high from this.
Like it's like you're like loopy?
Like I was like a little loopy. I was also like really postpartum. So it could have been like a mix of everything.
Interesting.
But then I went off of it for a little bit. And then I came back to it, let's say a year ago. And I almost take it every day around 3:00 before pickup from school.
Interesting.
So when I pick up my kids from school, I'm a little zenned out, more relaxed, but it's all natural ingredients, which is what I like. Like there's nothing in there that is harmful.
Right.
Or anything that's addictive. I feel like that was the biggest thing
like
for
I
me.
feel like the problem with the anxiety stuff is like obviously you can use like measures to cope with it, like whatever techniques. But like if you need if you have full blown anxiety and you've had it your whole life, like you need the high end meds.
100%.
Like I know people that have full blown anxiety.
100%.
They took the array pills and they're like, this is doing nothing for me, but they were on anxiety meds before. If you're coming in from it and you have like a mild low case, maybe something like this is like a better alternative for you.
I would for sure suggest to anyone to try it. There's no harm in trying it.
Right.
So,
except if you're breastfeeding.
Yes. Make sure you read all the ingredients.
I was going to try all the array stuff, but I'm just going to wait until I'm like done.
And talk to a doctor. Like I'm not a doctor. I'll keep saying that. like I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you my experience.
Yeah,
so
100%.
that helped. Then I was like, okay, like what else can you do? So you can talk to someone. You can go talk to a therapist. They can help you. You can talk to your friends. You have your support group. You talk to your partner. You talk to your husband. Talk to whoever the fuck you talk to your dog. I don't know. Talk to someone because you're not alone.
Yes,
like
I agree.
I guarantee you, like I've spoken to some girlfriends where I would never have thought that they had anxiety, and I would tell them a story about how I'm like freaking out, and they're like, oh, like that's how I felt yesterday. And I was like, oh, why didn't you tell me? Like, why do people, they're scared to talk about it? Are they embarrassed to talk about it?
True.
It's not an embarrassing thing.
No, because I feel like up until, I don't know, a couple years ago, mental health was this like taboo subject and like, oh, like you don't want to be like unwell and I have mental health issues and da-da-da. It sounds like you're like there's something wrong with you.
Like ill.
Like it's, I always hated the word mental health. I'm like, this is dumb.
I agree.
This is a bad description of the whatever you're trying to describe.
Right.
Like it should just be like, I don't know. I'm not going to coin the term, but like there needs to be a better description than that. It's terrible.
We should come up with the new descriptions then.
Yeah. And then like someone saying to me, eating disorders.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Like these are terrible.
Horrible names. So we should come up with better names.
Yeah. We're going to chat GPT.
Chat GPT. Can you give me a nicer version of eating disorder or mental health?
Actually.
So we'll dive into that. I want to talk about that. But to end really with the anxiety, do something that helps you. So for me, it's working out. For me, it's, I've talked about it before, like going to the gym, shutting everything off. And like, that's my time. Or like, and if you're having an anxiety attack or if you're having a panic attack, and if it's your kids or if it's not your kids, walk away. If you are able to walk away and calm yourself down for a second, your husband goes and takes a shit for an hour. Who says he's not having anxiety on the fucking toilet for an hour?
That's why he has to doom scroll.
Why do I'm scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, anything, and it's like, oh, my husband, I do this faster than my husband takes a shit. I do this like, I'm like, why do all our husbands sit on the toilet for an hour? I am telling you, that is their break.
I agree.
That is their
The toilet is now, back in the day, like there used to be in the bathrooms, like the little magazine stands. Did you ever have that at home?
Yes, I had
and then like there was like multiple magazines in there. I'm like, our phone has replaced it, but like that used to be.
Hello, every morning, Adam would walk in. I'm sitting with my squatty potty coffee in hands,
sitting there all
taking
morning.
a shit. Like that's my alone time.
No, I agree.
The quietest time for me to have a coffee is either when the kids are gone from school or sitting upstairs on my squatty potty taking a shit and drinking my coffee. It's like a 2-for-1, 3-for-1.
You're a very good multitasker. No, it's true.
It's my quiet time.
But like people like say they lock themselves in their bathroom sometimes just because like that's their time to like not be disturbed by people.
Yes. So take your time,
take long shits.
Take long, enjoyable shits. Don't even shit. Just sit on the toilet, pretend you're shitting. Honestly,
just say you're constipated.
Honestly, your husband's probably not taking a shit. Let's be honest.
No.
He's just scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or whatever fucking else they have on. I don't even know. They're gonna come up with a new fucking thing every day.
Oh, YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts. That's what they're doing.
The new one.
That's what they're doing. I'm gonna call them out. So that's anxiety, but let's talk about eating disorders.
Yeah, that was something that I was not expecting. Like I struggled with a full-blown eating disorder in my 20s, like really bad, really intense, all consuming, like at the time, like obviously you're ashamed to talk about it, but like it wasn't really a thing back then, whereas now more. Yeah, like now it's like I'm totally fine, I'm open, like, but you get over these things in like the intensity, but like it still lingers with you.
100%.
And see, like for people that struggle with their weight or they struggle with like maintaining their weight or whatever,
Right.
to get pregnant and start to see that number go up and up and up
It's trauma.
and up.
You're bringing back trauma.
It's very triggering and it's very scary. And like, you don't obviously want to go back to that mental state of like being so fucked up,
right.
but you also like know you're carrying a kid, and it's like struggling with all that stuff was like so intense. And like, you know, they should, if you've ever struggled with any kind of eating disorder, I hate the fucking term, but
right.
anything like that, like you really should continue whatever kind of therapy you're in or doing, because like you need to make sure you're level setting
right.
your emotions, your brain, all
right.
of it, because it
will come back.
It's going to come back. And I know a lot of people struggle with it and it's really tough. But like the pregnancy part I found was easier to manage because I'm like, you're growing a baby. Also, your bump is cute. Yeah. Like you have this like cute little bump. You're walking around. It's the after.
Oh, the after can fuck you up even if you never had an eating disorder. So I couldn't imagine someone who had it going through it.
Like, so, okay, fine. The first, like, so I gained 40 pounds-ish both pregnancies. Right. The week you come home, you lost 10 pounds. You lost the baby, you lost the placenta, you lost some fluids. Yeah. Fine, 10. The next couple weeks, you probably can lose another 10 pounds.
But you're just starving because you're breastfeeding.
Right. Now, I'm at the point now where I'm 5 months postpartum. I still have like 15 pounds to lose. Like,
you're getting older. Sorry.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
Every fucking year. It's really hard. Harder. You're not in your 20s anymore.
No. And now this is like the most triggering point of the 100%. Eating disorder era, because I'm like, I am postpartum, but I'm not newly, like I didn't have a baby a month ago.
Right.
So now there's this
still
like
postpartum.
No, I am.
And breastfeeding.
And yes, breastfeeding. I just find that I personally cannot lose the final weight until I'm done breastfeeding. All this, no, but like there's a whole thing of if you're breastfeeding, you're going to lose weight. Like I know some people that are like, oh, if you're breastfeeding, you're burning 1,000 calories a day. But you're starving. But yeah. When I did it for a very short time, I was ravenous. Yeah. I was like ravenous for food. You have to eat. And I was at a point where I'm like, I'm not even that hungry, so I'm just not going to eat. And then I made no milk. Right. Yeah. I made no milk. I was like literally not making milk. And I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm like, I'm going to do this for 6 months, 8 months, a year. Fucking eat the food. Eat the food. You're fatter. It is what it is. And enjoy it. But now. Like I'm like literally postpartum at the worst time. It's summer. I'm in a bathing suit all the time. You're just not comfortable in your skin. Like to be 15 pounds more than your comfortable weight, it's a lot of weight I'm only 5'3" or 5'4". Like I'm small. Yeah. So like for me, it's very like if this was me 10 years ago, you would I would die. I would literally go into a corner and die. I'd be wearing a muumuu like schmutta, like something. But it's a real thing. And I feel like anyone listening to this has probably gone through the same thing. Yeah. It's like, and you're embarrassed to like walk around and like you're just not comfortable in your skin. And everything's just like, but like even I work out and it's still, I can't build the muscle because all my protein, everything goes to the breastfeeding. Right. In some ways, maybe having an eating disorder helped me more now because I like went through all of that. So you know what to expect. So I'm like, it's okay to like not be 100% comfortable in your skin. I learned that the hard way through all those years of like going through it. But I don't know, like it's really, this is much harder than the last one. Because I lost weight way faster. Like, you know, it's the second one it was insane. The second one is so much harder. Yeah. Like God help us if we have 3. Well, I didn't even have, we will have 3. Oh, and God. So for me, I also gained 40 pounds with Arlo, but then I got pregnant 6 months after. So I would kind of you like didn't lose fully. No, so I actually lost 30 pounds, which is crazy. I lost 30 pounds in 6 months, but I didn't lose that last 10. But in the back of my head, I was like, fuck it. I'm getting pregnant again. What's the point? I'm not going to kill myself to lose the last 10 pounds. So it didn't happen. And I became pregnant. I only gained 30 pounds with ACE, which is crazy because I guess my body realized I only needed the 30 pounds. I already had that extra 10. So that's interesting. I actually think that your body like knows how much. If you're low on weight, like I started at a much lower weight the second time around and I instantly gained 10 pounds. There you go. Like got pregnant on a Friday. Isn't that crazy? By Sunday, I was 10 pounds heavier. I know like, our bodies are actually insane.
That was to me the craziest part. I was like, am I going to gain more weight? No, I stabilized exactly. Both kids, I ended up at 40 pounds.
Same. I got up to 170 on both. I just started at 130 the first and 120. So it's like,
there you go.
But it was funny. I got pregnant in the summer last year, which also was like, like early pregnancy in the summer. Cause like you're not telling people.
No.
So you just look fat. And so I went to someone's pool and she was like, I thought you looked a little happy. It was a nice way of saying
you look chubbier.
I was like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
But thanks.
Happy. I like that. Are you happy?
It's like, yes, I'm eating my emotions. Thank you. No, I was like, that was bad. The first month being pregnant, newly pregnant in July.
That's tough.
Sucked.
That's tough.
Really sucked. It was almost better to be like I liked having the baby in July better.
Same. I liked having the baby in the summer better.
Postpartum, that like it just, you really don't give a fuck. And then by the next summer, you're a year and you look better.
Well, but like, if I don't know if this is going to make you feel better or worse, but I'm 19 months post ACE and I just got to my goal weight. So I don't know what's
There's hope for us all.
But speaking of the goal weight, you can see the numbers on the scale be the same as it was pre-kids, but you're never going to be the same. Your body's never going to be the same.
Agree.
Nothing is going to be the same. You're going to have
shifted.
You're going to have everything shifted. Your hip shifted. Your uterus shifted.
Your tits are dead.
I don't want to talk about the boobs this episode. Like I just, it's too sad. I don't want to talk about them. But everything, even if the number on the scale looks the same, you're never going to feel the same.
No, I agree.
And I think that's what many women need to start realizing and accepting. That's the word. They need to start accepting that it's never going to be the same. I also think
society needs to accept it too. Like there's this pressure.
The stupid bounce back.
There's this pressure and like people not shit talk, but like judge other women and like, oh, she's like this or she's that. I'm like, she had a fucking baby. She had a baby. She gained weight. She birthed the kid. Shut the fuck up.
And she's older. She's not 21 years old. She's not 22 years old.
Like leave her alone.
It was easy to like lose weight. It's so much harder now to lose weight. The stress you have, like in your 20s when you were losing weight and like partying and drinking and whatever, like you didn't have the stress that you have now.
No, you didn't eat. You smoked cigarettes. You drank tequila for dinner and you had a couple grapes and called it a day.
The next morning and you're like, but I just did all that. But you danced your night away and that's how you did it.
And you had like a normal hormones and like it wasn't out of control.
Done. Good luck to everyone.
Once menopause is next. Woohoo.
No, I don't want. I can't.
No, but you're right. Like even like the number on the scale. Like for me, I cannot go under 140 right now. I just can't. I cannot get under 140 no matter what I do. But my body is shifting. Like I feel like my stomach is starting to like go down. Like there's different things
and
going.
Will start going
the numbers
down.
Just don't look at the number.
I know. As much as like we're gonna say don't look at the number, you're all gonna fucking look. You're all gonna fucking look. But just realize.
Don't make that your like goal. Like make a goal, but don't drive yourself nuts.
No, be comfortable in your own skin as hard as that sounds. But like your hair is never gonna look the same. You could take all the fucking pills you want. I'm sorry. You're never going to have your 16, 17, 20-year-old luscious hair. Like we're losing hair. I literally brush my hair in the shower. It's disgusting.
Oh my God, it's bad. I can make a wig.
It's disgusting. And again, I keep saying I'm 19 months. I don't even think that's considered a postpartum thing anymore. But that's what I'm trying to explain, that like they all say like you're postpartum after a year, but you're not. I'm still shedding hair.
Right.
ACE is 19 months. I'm still shedding hair. It's still hard for me to lose weight. I get on that fucking scale every morning. I'm working my fucking ass off. You know I fucking work my ass off. I try and work out 4 or 5 times a week.
But
I try and eat healthy. But hello.
I know. It's fucked.
But then you're exhausted and then you go eat fucking pizza and you do whatever you got to do. And like, it is what it is. That's life.
Well, like you also just don't have the time. Like if you could like, I think with my first pregnancy, I was working out like 2 hours a day. It was COVID. I was bored.
Right.
But I'm like, you just don't have the time anymore.
No.
Like zero time.
No.
But I think you were telling me something the other day about like how you've also shifted your kinds of workouts.
Okay,
because
yes.
It makes a difference for women now. And like a lot of people say.
And they don't know about it.
You need to really do weights as you get older because you need muscle.
So when I was a personal trainer, I trained all my clients high intensity training.
Right.
That was
Like
what
cardio.
people came to me for. It was the postpartum moms. I actually trained pregnant moms. And now after going through all of that, I was like, I went back into it because in my head, I was like, okay, like lose weight, cardio, lose weight, cardio, sweating, cardio,
Right.
you're going to lose the weight. No, no, no. For some people, 1000% it can work. For me personally, and I know a lot of my friends that I've spoken to, it does not work.
No, I think you have to put on muscle as you get older.
Yes. So and I started learning about your cortisol levels. Have you heard about your cortisol levels? So that is your stress hormone.
Yes.
Once you become a mom, even before you become a mom, your stress completely heightens. As much as you don't realize it does, it completely gets raised. And that's what controls your weight loss, postpartum.
Interesting.
Continuing on, your cortisol levels. If your cortisol levels aren't stabilized, you're not losing weight. So your stress hormone, weight management, all of the above,
connected.
It's all connected.
No, it makes complete sense.
So once you can kind of start controlling and understanding that, no, if I do a high intensity workout, I might feel good in that 20 minutes. When I get home, your cortisol levels rise, you're hungry, and then you go into a slump.
Right.
So I'm not here saying you cannot do cardio.
No,
you just have to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Balance and then like incorporate. You have to incorporate weights because that's going to stress your body in a good way and help you build muscle, which will eat your fat. If you just do constant high intensity, added on to the stress of your day-to-day life as a mom, you're just going to be
stressing your body.
Yeah.
You're raising your cortisol levels and in turn, you are not going to lose the weight.
Yeah. No, it makes complete sense. And I feel like, a lot of people just stress like the cardio stuff because they think like that's like what we're conditioned. Weight. That's what we're conditioned. And every one of these Instagram influencers now that are like moms, like they all did the cardio before and now they're focusing on weights and toning and all that.
Yeah. Pilates is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really good for your brain also. You're like really focused. You're focused on the move. Whereas like cardio, you're kind of just like going with it.
Yeah.
Like, whereas like Pilates or strength, like you're really focusing on what you're doing. Your brain is working.
Yeah.
And if there's one tip I can give is control your cortisol and whatever you did pre-kids, if it's not working for you,
try something else.
Try something else.
Agree.
It's going to help. I lost the weight from doing fucking Pilates. And strength training.
I agree. That's what I'm doing now too.
I did not lose the weight from cardio with either of my pregnancies.
No, it's good to have that in your wheelhouse for like just general health.
100%.
But it's not going to be the
not your focus. You do not need to be going to a Barry's class 4 times a week and running for an hour. It's actually really bad for your fucking knees. You're not 15 anymore.
And you're also not a guy. Like I feel like women and men are built very differently. And I think a lot of women, like, I don't know if you have like a trainer or whatever, or you go to like different classes, like just be careful because there is differences between 100%. Men and women. And there is differences between women that are postpartum. Like even for me right now,
you're on a way different scale than me if we go work out.
Yeah. And like you should like work out to like your ability and be like your situation.
Yes.
Like do not.
I agree.
Yeah. Don't push yourself in the wrong way.
No.
So, and we talked about how like working out and stuff can help your mental health and all that stuff. I feel like the other big thing, and someone asked us too, is like, how do you make new mom friends when you don't have an inner circle that became moms at the same time as you? Because I think that's a huge piece of
I agree.
Like your
postpartum.
postpartum mental sanity, even just talking about this shit together.
You just feel better. You're not alone.
But so like, firstly, how do you meet these people?
Well, firstly, we're here, Amanda and Jesse. You can message us anytime.
Yes.
We'd love to be your mom friend.
Yeah. This is true.
How do we meet people? So we got very lucky, as we spoke about in the past, you and I, and we had a good group of friends.
Yeah.
We weren't all friends.
No, we
like one person knew one person, the other person knew the other person. And then we kind of just like got together. We did Pilates.
Yeah. And sure, you can work out with your friends.
You work out with your friends. And that's how it started. Obviously it was COVID, different times, totally different. You go to baby classes.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is,
as annoying as it is to sit there and
I fucking hate baby classes.
Whatever.
But like,
you do meet people.
Yeah.
You really meet people.
That's how you meet people.
Or like the Facebook groups, like I know people that do like mom meetups in their area.
There's a lot of, you gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You sitting at home and complaining and saying, I have no friends, no one's doing it with me. is not going to help your case.
No. And you have to like be comfortable to put yourself out there. And I guarantee you there will be people that turn you down, and there will be people that are so happy
excited
that you reached out.
Yeah. That
Like,
they were too
so
nervous
happy.
to reach out,
Exactly.
and there you made
Like
their
I
day.
actually made a lot of mom friends like that, where I just like put myself out there. I'm like, do you want to have a play date with the kids? And when they're really young, you're actually having a play date with the mom.
It's for you. It's not for the kid.
No.
Until the kid's like
2.5, 3.
It's like that's
like our kids, our 3-year-olds now asked to do a play date with certain. They can name the kids and like they're their friend.
Yeah.
But the little like before that, no. They didn't care.
You make the plan.
Like even at 2, I'm like, we're going to play date with Arlo. He's like, who? Like,
Yeah. You saw him last week.
Now it's like, I'm going to Arlo's house.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Right?
So do that for sure. Put yourself out there. It's so hard, but you just have to really put yourself out there.
And then once you build that circle, like I feel like you have different kinds of mom friends.
For sure.
Like
I have we have our like the 3-year-old mom friends.
Yeah.
And then I have, so speaking of that, so I gave birth to Ace in January. It was really hard. And none of you guys, my first core group,
right.
were having kids.
Right.
I was
on the
only
second, people are on different schedules now.
So I was the only one. I was like, fuck, like I really I put myself out there. I messaged a couple girls that like I used to know in high school that I knew were having their first kids. And I was like, hey, like, when's your due date? Like, do you want to set up a play date? Because if you don't, like, you're just sitting at home.
It's very boring.
Very, very, very boring. So that's what you have to do.
I know.
But then it simmers out because you kind of just really want to hang out with like the first crew. Like you want to hang out with like
your friends,
but do whatever you can to keep yourself sane.
I agree. And then you have to have like different kinds of mom friends. Like you have ones that are like, maybe went through pregnancy with you.
Yes.
There are ones that like, you like literally hang up the phone and call them back 3 days later.
Yes.
You have like you need like different mom friends for different ages.
I agree.
Like we have boys literally 3 weeks apart.
Right.
But I have another friend that has like a daughter a little bit behind me. She's on a different schedule. Like you just have different kinds of friends and then they serve
help
like
you in
different
everything.
purposes. So
that's what it is. Different purposes.
You need like and then you also need like, if you have a mom and you're close with her, like I find like that's like a huge mom friend too, because it's like a different level of like,
just like my fucking kid this today, or I'm like, am I doing this? Am I doing this right? Or like my kid has this, like, what do you think? And like, we're not doctors. None of us are doctors, but we're all moms that have gone through.
And sometimes that's the best
advice.
Yeah. Like
that you can get.
I remember someone like Ziggy wasn't sleeping and someone was like, you should talk to his doctor. I'm like, the doctor's not going to fucking know anything about that. Like, okay, if he has an ear infection, sure.
Yes.
But like, I'm going to talk. Yeah. I'm going to call my friend first and be like, what did you do?
Yeah.
My kid's not sleeping. What did you like?
That's all we do.
Me.
All our group chats, kids not sleeping, kids diarrheaing, kids, I don't even know, drawing on the walls, help.
Literally.
But they're going to laugh with you. Like we just laugh at each other like, oh, fuck. Like that's shitty. Like we're going to laugh and be like, you got this.
Yeah. 100%.
This is an idea of what you can do.
Exactly. And you know, obviously you have like your mom friends that you are going to build, and then you have your not mom friends. And that's like a whole other situation
they
of like.
Keep you sane in a different way.
Yes. 100%. And you have the people in your life too that like you're down to cut out if they're not filling your cup.
100%.
Because like at this point of your life, you need
don't
your
have
cup.
time for bullshit.
No.
And
literally
like
done. Thank you.
Everyone learns it the hard way. But that's life, especially once you become a mom. You just don't have time.
Literally you have to cut the toxic crap from your life.
Yeah, I agree.
Done.
Cut it.
Bye.
Thank you. To cut it. What was that song? You need to cut it.
I don't know what you're singing at all. I don't know that song. Just, can you play it for me?
Should I play it?
Okay, we're going to go listen to the song.
We're going to go listen to it. Bye. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Jesse, do you like the song? Listen.